Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marie and I'm an artist and just wanted to show you my process of this origami lily that I painted. So let's get started. So here are the art supplies that I used for this painting. I used dioxazine purple and also cadmium red sparingly and a lot of white gouache. I used a student grade white gouache, but I wouldn't recommend it and for regular work, only for practice. And also a 1/2 inch flat brush. And I'm so sorry, in this video I won't be providing the photo reference because I accidentally deleted it, so very sorry about that. So the only thing that I do have is a photo of a close-up of the lily. So I hope that's enough for you to understand my painting process, and I'll try to explain as best that I can so you can follow as easily as possible. So I start with a lot of white and just a little touch of dioxazine purple, and I start to paint all the shadows that I see. I usually start with the lightest lights, but for some reason I wanted to start with the shadows. It's funny how you grow with every painting that you create. And it's so interesting to change your methods to see what fits. It's kind of like trying on new clothes and seeing if it fits, and if it doesn't, you kind of try another thing. So that's my method to my madness. Then I start with the lightest values and then to mid-light values, trying to connect the darkest darks to the lightest lights. I also wanted to add with the 1/2 inch brush, it was really cool to be able to paint almost geometrically and lots of straight lines. So I found that it's really beneficial to paint with a flat brush to get all these types of details. So after being done with the origami, I start to block in the background using mostly dioxazine purple with a little bit of white. The origami was sitting on a black desk, but I didn't want to paint the table black, so I found that it would be harmonious to use the same color as I did with the shadows of the origami. And I forgot to mention that there's a certain shadow on the right side of the origami that I used a little bit of cadmium red because actually if you see my cell phone on the left side, there's a little jar of water with a red label that seems to have reflected onto the table and bounced onto the origami. So that's why I kind of added that red, and just for a little variety of color. And I also painted underneath the origami where it's actually being reflected. So I just thought that that was an interesting touch to this piece and didn't make it look too boring without that red. I just had a lot of fun carving the origami with this darker color. I just found that the origami stood out a lot more, and I really liked that I framed it that way. And I also liked how I didn't really use any border tape. So that was also an interesting thing that I did differently. And here I'm just adding a little bit more details to the origami. I wish I had the original reference photo because the paper that I folded had some print on it. And it was just a scrap piece of paper, and I just wanted to add those little details to make that origami interesting. So this is the finished gouache sketch. I hope you liked it. I had a lot of fun painting it and sharing my process with you all. And I encourage you to try painting an origami. It's a really good practice to paint in gouache and study shapes and light and shadow. So if you do, let me know and I'd love to see them. I'd also like to thank Heather Eanes' art group, the Art Refuge. It was Heather that gave this as an art challenge to paint in origami. So thank you so much for giving us the idea and inspiration to paint this. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, if I can just ask you to like and subscribe, I'll be sharing more content and more art processes in the future. And I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to practice speaking in front of a camera. That's why I do these, and also to share these tips that maybe it could help you. So I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.